And we're live, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for another exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Of course, joined by your host, Justin Wise, lead analyst and senior mentor at KrakenCryptocurrency.com. Check the link at the top of the screen if you'd like more information. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Hopefully, you're doing fantastic wherever you happen to be tuning in from. Obviously, we had a fantastic night last night, one of the best streams we've ever done. So I want to give a shout out to everybody who joined us last night for the insanity, for the volatility, for the run up, for one of those moments in Bitcoin that make you so happy to be in this space. And people often ask me, why did I switch from trading equity and Forex full time and move over to trading cryptocurrency full time? It's because of moments like this, right? You just don't have anything else like it in any other asset class, in any other market that I've ever traded in. And I've been through all of them, right? Whether you want to talk about NQ, whether you want to talk about E-minis, whether you want to talk about CAD USD, whether you want to talk about Euro USD, I've been there, I've done that, I've seen it. It's all part of my long streak of learning to be a profitable trader. And now there's nothing more that I like doing than trading crypto. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for following me. If you guys haven't already, make sure to click the thumbs up button and the notification bell, or come over to Twitch, give us a follow and a subscription on there if you like the show, if you like the content. All right, I also want to give a shout out to the subs that I missed last night. Obviously, just had a big rush of them kind of pile in right toward the end of the video. And, you know, I always like to give you guys a shout out because you guys are wonderful and you do allow us to continue to do the show day in and day out. So I did not want to miss you guys, and that would be Omar M, Travis Wagonar, Sven DeVries, Gui, Louis Cicernos, Full Aim, Pierre S. Back, BPAC 14, Ike Chidol. Whoa, that's a cool one. Ike Chidol, Chidolu, Chidolu, Ike Chidolu, and King Jesus Channel. Awesome, thank you so much. And also Chris Bryan 209 and Gico 2K over on Twitch. Thanks so much for the follows and the subscriptions, guys. You guys are awesome. All right. Let's see here. Happy Mother's Day, of course, to our historical 1.7% of female viewers. So make sure that you guys listen. Some of you crypto traders, some of you guys are younger. Make sure you pick up the phone or walk into the other room and say Happy Mother's Day to your mother if you are lucky enough to have her still in your life. Call a grandma, call somebody that you know, because today is a special day for the special lady in our lives, all right? Your wives, your mothers, everybody. Make sure you tell them you love them because they keep us men on track. All right, anyways, Richard Lopez, what's going on, brother? Steven Becker, Alex Rios, sorry, not Alice, Alex Rios. Good to see you, my good man. All right, and I threw out some little falling through the sky emojis. Cryptomeister, good to see you as well. All right, so let's get into today's show. We've got a lot to talk about, guys. If there's anything you guys, Mike is out. Let's just turn off the noise gate then, because I've been having problems with that. There we go. Let's just turn the noise gate off. Wally coming strong with a 1999, man. Thank you so much for the $20 donation, my good man. Shout out to Gunbot University and Wally. Thank you so much, my good friend, saying shout out to your awesome face. Learn, earn, and don't get burned. Well, shout out to your awesome face as well, sir. All right. Thank you guys so much. And thank you again, Wally. You're the best, man. All right. So we're going to get on with the show. We've got a lot of charts to go over. We've got a lot of analysis. Everybody wondering, obviously, where is the price of Bitcoin going to be next? Obviously, we don't predict the future here. We just take good traditional trade setups, right? Not traditional. We just take good asymmetric risk to reward setups. That's how we do things. All right. Tell me if you can hear me now, Cryptomeister. I turned the noise gate back off. So, you know, the audio's fine. The audio's good over here. So let me know if anybody it doesn't seem like anybody over on YouTube is having any problems. I actually quite like that noise gate. So if it's not causing a lot of problems, I'm going to turn it back on. I wonder what the problem is. I wonder what the problem is over there on Twitch. I'm going to have to call up the old Twitch masters. Crypto Kitty, thank you. Try refreshing your page. Bust out those ASMR headphones. right. Loud and clear on the tubes, man. All right. Loud, clear, and and drinking a couple beers. All right, guys. Nothing. All right, man. Sorry about that. Definitely don't want to leave Twitch down in the dumps. Twitch is working fine for me, man. I don't know, man. All right, so let's take a look at what is going on right now, since we do not seem to possess the audio capability to fix what's going on with Twitch. Doesn't seem to have any problems for me, so apologize for the inconvenience, my good friend. If you guys are having any problems, you can slide on over to yt.crackencryptocurrency.com. Sorry, I got the keto coffee going to keep me going through the evening hours. All right, so what do we got right here? Shorts continuing to drop off, actually, but we are seeing, this is traditionally what you would look for a slowdown in momentum. So if we take a look at the shorts, we can't actually see them. We can't actually see the downwards bleeding out pressure of the shorts start to ease off. That's typically one of the key signs that you would look for when something is about to reverse. You're just looking for the momentum of the candlesticks down, for example. This is just one aspect of price action analysis that you can utilize in your analysis, is when you're looking at, okay, when is something likely to bottom? Well, generally you're going to see the momentum to the downside begin decreasing, right? There's really two common ways that you're going to see something reverse, and that's either decreasing momentum and decreasing volume, which leads to a reversal, or you're going to see a massive volume spike to the downside, which often leads to quite a quick and volatile reaction to the upside. That's when you do see those V bottoms, is when you get that volume spike. That's absolutely what we saw last night in Bitcoin's price. So, interestingly enough, on that 1 minute chart, we were looking at the 1 minute chart, looking for that swing failure pattern. That swing failure pattern played out beautifully. Price did come back out to fake out that lower level of support, closed one 1 minute candlestick above it, and then completely dropped back down and out the bottom. So to let you guys know, all right, make sure I got all my phones silenced right here. Nope, that one's on vibrate. And that one's not silenced at all. Sorry about that. So let's get that silenced. All right, muted there. Looking good to go. Back on Twitch now? All right, cool. Lost my train of thought. Swing failure pattern. That's one of the few patterns that I do look for when I'm looking for a reversal. Those do have a good probability of success. And for those of you who were not watching us last night, vibrate. Apologies for that. All right, let's go down to the 1 minute chart and just look at what we were talking about with Mr. Bitcoin last night. Here we are on the chart. Okay. So actually, I apologize. This is a little bit different on the Bitstamp chart. So we can actually see that the SFP did get faked out. Why? Because we made that swing low. We formed a lower low. We were looking for that low to get taken out, right? We actually did put in a fake out on high volume. You can actually see the volume here on this topping pattern is relatively low. And then what do you see here near the top? You do get this volume spike right here on this candle. This represents right here. This was pretty much the last impetus of buying that really topped out right here at this point in time. And then you do end up taking out that swing low right there, all right? And you can kind of see it clearly over here as well, all right? Anytime you take out that low on your level, and then you continue to have descending levels of lower highs and lower lows, which is that shift in market structure that you're really looking for. And whenever you see a big violent sell-off like this, obviously you can obviously catch the scalp to the upside, right? As price did move down on increasing momentum and volatility, as we can see. There were lots of opportunities for those long-term positions. But overall, the best move was the short position. All right, so let's talk a little bit about, I'll give you guys a little bit of insight into how I played this, and to give you a little bit of insight into that, we can actually go ahead and pull open currentresults.crackencryptocurrency.com. All right, so here we have it updated for the first and second week of 2019. Hopefully you guys can see that kind of okay. Not too well, I don't think so. have things parabolized. But anyways, scroll down here just a little bit. Okay. And we'll actually take a look. Figure out what the best way to do this. We'll actually take a look at how we did this. Now, the way that I actually played this out last night, and keep in mind, this is not the way that you had to play this out, right? Everybody's going to have their own unique approach to the market. So yesterday was one of those days when I have a lot of family obligations to take care of. Amazingly, on one of the most volatile days in the market. So how does somebody, and I get this question a lot, so how does somebody who doesn't have the time and energy or patience or just the realistic time to be able to sit down in front of the markets and be able to trade when the markets are doing that in their hot spots? Well, first off, what you should probably do is get it out of your mind that day trading is the most profitable way to trade cryptocurrency. Now, because it is so volatile, especially in moments in time just like this, you're going to see a lot of excitement and activity and everything like that. And there are going to be lots of activity or lots of opportunities to take those lower time frame setups on cryptocurrency. Keep in mind that most individuals who start off, right? So, and this is exactly what I'm doing in my course, and this is exactly what I do with the traders in my group, is I educate them and I teach them that your first approach should not be a day trading approach. The failure rate for traders, especially those who go down the route of day trading, is 90 to 98%, right? I think it's actually probably higher. It's probably up in the higher 90s percent. The majority of day traders who are still profitable after 3 months, I think it's like 40% of day traders are still profitable after 3 months. After 6 months, that number drops down to about 20. And then after about a year, it gets exponential. It's in the 90s. 90 to 99% of day traders are not profitable after the first year. And why is that? Because I think that most day traders, to be a day trader, you have to have a lot of things, right? You have to have discipline, patience, strategy, money management, risk management. You have to have a keen sense, an intuitive sense of which way the market's going to go. You have to have a quick ability to execute your positions. You have to be able to enter and exit. You do not hold on to your positions if they are unfavorable. You are constantly cutting and adding positions. You are acting and reacting very quickly to what the market is doing. And the reality is that if you are new to trading, Andrew S., by the way, thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube. If you're new to trading or if you do not have some powerful tool to assist you, you're not going to tend to do that well because most individuals who come into trading have heard that day trading is really just the only way to trade, right? They have these ideas, they have these pictures, they've seen these movies of people with 20 charts open and all these tools and just an ultra optimized life. And while that is a reality for many traders out there, it's not the reality for all traders. It's not the reality for all traders, and not all traders are going to profit off the same strategy. I don't profit off the same strategy that other traders profit off of, so all I can teach and know is what works for me, right? So in my personal opinion, right, and the same thing that I teach everybody that comes to mentor underneath me, that should not be your first approach into the market. It should be learning how to day trade. The failure rate is too high. It's very unlikely that you're going to be able to possess the emotional discipline, the psychological discipline, the adherence to strategy, the money management skills, and the risk management skills to have all that in a box and then basically crank your speed up to 20x, right? Because the reality is that you need to have all those elements in place and be very skilled and be very confident in those elements before you start cranking your speed up, right? So you want to keep the speed down to like 1x, 2x, 3x, right? And I'm not talking leverage. I'm just talking broadly and generally and painting in broad strokes about the speed of the market at which place we're going to trade on. The reality is that the majority of money, the majority of good setups, the majority of good foundational strategies for traders that I work with, traders that I learned under, and traders that I've mentored myself, is that higher time frame trend following strategy, right? Where you are looking to capture the majority bulk of a movement. All the same trend following strategies apply. Don't look to get in at the bottom. Don't look to get at the top. Take the length of the body, leave the heads and the tails for the day traders, right? And that's the reality of the situation. The failure rate is generally too high. So, and also the education out there, I think in general, the education that you're going to get coming into this market is pretty insufficient, right? There's not a lot of good education and information out there for new traders that want to come in and develop their system. And that's why I created what I created with Kraken Cryptocurrency Premium Trading Group. The reason why is because there's just not a lot of comprehensive one-on-one work with a mentor, build a strategy, and then see that strategy perform for you in real time. So anyways, so let's, okay, we've got this up. Let's actually highlight and jump back to the charts here just so we can have something up while we're discussing exactly how I did this. So my point is how can you utilize this? How can you utilize a strategy? All right. Well, the best approach, in my opinion, is utilizing multiple exchanges to stay hedged, right? So the initial, I would say the initial, sorry, so not what I would say, but this is just rolling back my trade journal here. So the initial long taken at 11 a.m. yesterday on Deribit, all right, that ended up generating a profit potential of 10.82%. Entry trigger was the hourly close above 68.10, so that was just a breakout trade, right? Seeing the price, seeing the volatility, seeing the price. So in at 68.10, profit, you took profit basically all the way up. So basically what you're doing is just staggering your take profits all the way up, $50 intervals, $100 intervals, and the movement worked out quite nicely. And actually, for all the premium group members who are watching, we're going to do our end of week breakdown session here about an hour after the live stream ends. So we're going to be in the VIP live trading voice chat. We're going to break down all the trades that we took this week. We're going to talk about, for the individuals that missed them, for the individuals that got in them, we're going to do live trade reviews. So if you guys are in the premium trading group, be around in about an hour after the show, so about 8 p.m. CDT, and we'll do our end of week breakdown with the analysts and the traders. Everybody can pile in there. We can have our good end of week session. And again, we'll break down everybody's trades. We'll break down what people did wrong, what people did right, if people had confusion, where people went wrong, what people did right. Again, just the things that you need if you're going to be a profitable trader. You need a mentor. Let's see here. So what are some other trades we took yesterday? Took the long on ADA M19. That was a decent scalp. LTC M19 got a stank bid filled and that thing popped down. Ended up exiting that trade earlier at a slight loss, about 1.74% loss. Another trade that we've been long on for quite a while, actually since 2 days ago, was IOST. That thing's up over 30%, so that was a great trade. And then we ended up taking the short entry, right? And I took the short entry right at the beginning of the stream, around 7,000. Price ran all the way up to 7,400. So I was underwater pretty significantly on that trade. Ended up adding a little bit as we went a little bit higher. Got an average entry of about 71.32, and then set all my take profits. Basically, had take profits set from 69.50 all the way down to about 65.60. Okay, and I still actually have those orders on my books, right? Still actually have those orders on my books. We're going to see if price does come down to the daily baseline. Same for the secondary long hedge that then we did. So my point here is what I'm trying to say is long and to hedge properly is you're going long and short simultaneously on multiple exchanges, right? Now you can actually do this on Deribit with sub accounts, right? So you can actually go long and short simultaneously, or you can utilize what I just think is a little easier if you're on multiple platforms. For example, Deribit's platform was actually down for a little bit today. So when I woke up this morning, Deribit's platform was down, which was really kind of a pain in the neck because I had a position on there that was quite profitable, and I wasn't sure what actually was going to happen. But then the exchange opened back up, and it did honor everything that was on the book. So even though price had gone back up, filled all my orders, everything was quite well and good. So this is not supremely difficult to do. This is exactly how professional asset managers would handle any large portfolio or position. They would have concurrent long and short positions open, whether it's on multiple. So traditionally, you're not talking about multiple exchanges. You're talking about just like you would be able to do on Deribit, where you actually can go long and short using sub accounts. But all you're doing is you're reducing from the position that doesn't work, and you would add to the position that is working out for you, right? So if you don't exactly know what price is going to do, because you're never going to know what price is going to do. But if you don't have a firm entry confirmation signal, but you want to take advantage of volatility last night. So again, a lot of people are like, hey man, should I FOMO in? Should I FOMO in? Okay, well listen, just like yesterday, you might have been looking at price when it was around 68.50. TKO Hendo, thanks so much for the subscription on YouTube. You might have been looking at price and thinking that this is far too volatile. This is not the optimum conditions to trade under. And again, cryptocurrency is kind of one of those weird things when you're trading Bitcoin, because these massive run-ups do happen and you want to be able to take advantage of them, but you also don't want to just jump in front of the gun and be the wick, buy the top or sell the bottom, right? Which is so frequently what happens to beginner traders. So, this it's not super advanced. It's fairly easy to do. Just open up a long and a short position, for example, right? Select your leverage, and then over time, you can reduce from the position that is not working for you and add simultaneously to the position that is going in your favor. So you are scaling out of a losing position, scaling into a losing position, right? And I'm going to make a full video that covers this because I've gotten this request from a lot of the premium members as well. It's not really a topic that I want to cover right out of the gate because I do want to finish walking through the higher time frame, if this then that strategy, for example, which I think should be the basis of any trader's good strategy, is having that good, because that is going to instill in you the emotional discipline that, I am a consistently profitable trader. I know exactly what I'm doing. I feel confidence in my approach. I feel confidence in my setup. I know exactly what to look for. All I have to do is look at the chart, and if my strategy tells me to go long or go short, I go, right? I know exactly how to manage my risk, and I know that over time, because I'm keeping accurate records, I know that I am a profitable trader. And that is the point. That it's building confidence. And then after you have that locked in, after you have that higher time frame, if this then that strategy, which by the way will produce dividends will produce dividends for the entirety of your trading career. Caribbean Crypto Show, man, thank you so much for the $1.99, my good friend. Sharing 1% of my last trade. Money management, LOL. Hell yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. Reinvestment in the community. Awesome, man. Well, I'm glad you had a profitable trade, man. Well, if 1% is your trade, then that was a pretty decent setup trade, man. Awesome. Okay. All right, there was the last of my coffee. Got a little bit of a sore throat today, man, so just trying to stay in there. Just trying to stay in there. Okay, so where do we want to start today? Well, let's start off on Bitstamp. Let's start off on the daily time frame. And we'll talk about where our levels are, what our structures are, and what we're looking for. All right, on the daily time frame, what do we have? We have the daily sell signal from time transformation, which of course was going to trigger on any down candle, especially. It didn't even require a whole lot of volatility. The reason why is because the daily time transformation has been overbought, since the 7th of May, 2019, which is just, again, the purple dots of death are an early warning sign. But we also have to take into account that one indicator is not going to give us perfect expectations in the market, right? Why? Because you're generally not looking to take raw reversal signals in a market. These are just warning signs. Typically, they're actually designed there to take profit, right? They do work fantastically on the lower time frames for scalping. I know a lot of the guys in the premium trading group actually utilize time transformation just for lower time frame scalping, right? Taking the sell signal, looking for volume spikes to the downside, or looking for divergence, which time transformation plots out here as well, or looking for cross unders, or looking, for the multitude of signals that time transformation generates. And it's quite a good strategy. It doesn't get you right every time, but its hit rate is high enough, and the risk management that comes along with learning what you learn in the group is well enough that it gives you just out of the box a good trading strategy in and of itself. All right, so let's go back to the daily here on Bitstamp, and let's talk about what we've got going on. We've got the daily sell signal from time transformation. Are we still above the daily baseline? Yes. What does that mean? We're still bullish, right? We are seeing a massive correction in the rally, and this was, as I said yesterday, guys, a take profit candle. I told everybody, and you guys can go rewind the tape, go back to yesterday, right? And this is not about me being right. It's not about me being wrong. It's not about me being wrong. But all you need to know is that whenever you see a massive candle, whenever you see a massive influx of buying and a massive volume spike at the top of an uptrend, and a candle that moves 1,000%, this ended up being a $874.63 candle from open to close when it all closed. When it all closed, I said quite clearly yesterday, guys, this is a take profit candle. This is not an entry candle, right? This is an entry candle. We came right up to the people were asking, obviously, we had the secondary daily order block right here. We have the second daily order block right here. Our next significant daily order block is going to be, again, we've talked about this before, whether or not we want to consider this in order block as well. The reason why I didn't take that into account is because of the if you really want if you want the reality of it, because that just put too many lines on the chart, right? You have to just kind of figure out what levels do you think are the most important, and what levels do you not think are the most important. If we're being quite honest, I mean, the most significant daily order block is going to be coming in actually up here, right? It's actually going to be this order block right here. This one's far too wide, so we need to actually readjust this one right here. Pop that on the chart and pop that on the chart. All right, so really our highest. If you want to talk about, because what is an order block, right? We talked about this yesterday. We talked about this a lot. What is an order block? It's the last up candle or the last down candle before a shift in market structure. What is market structure? Higher highs and higher lows, or lower highs and lower lows, right? Uptrend or downtrend. So when you see an area where you get a blow off top, you don't necessarily have to have a blow off top, but they're often accompanied by a blow off top, and you see a market structure switch from going up to going down, and what denotes going up and going down? When you move from printing higher highs and higher lows to printing lower highs and lower lows. That candle, the body of that candle, is going to represent an order block, right? So that order block area, you have about, it's the second, there's two strengths. There's breakers and there's order blocks. So order blocks are areas where you do take shorts. If it's a bearish order block, which is going to be the last up candle in an uptrend before a shift in market structure, anytime price retraces back into that zone, you look to take the short, or you look to take price down, or you look to sell if you can't short the asset. Right, if you can only go long in the asset, for example, if you're utilizing this on Binance altcoins, for example, because you cannot short them except for a small exception on BitMEX. Other platforms like Deribit and Bybit, you're going to be able to short their USD counterparts, but not the BTC trading pair, where BTC is the quote pair. So, but what is the primary purpose of this? What is the primary problem that we're going to notice with order blocks for anybody that pays attention to me? And again, I utilize them. Why? Because I've been doing this for a long time and I've developed my strategy of trading them. But you're new to trading. They're subjective. They can be subjective. Now, I've tried to supplant as many possible rules as I can, but you can. There is I'd say, compared to the subjectivity of things like trend lines, fibs, spirals, just about any other nonsense you're going to see on the chart, on people's charts who don't know what the hell they're doing, probably aren't profitable traders, you're going to see a lot of right line, wrong line. So the difference between that and I think order blocks is that I have a systemic rule. What defines an order block? How do you trade an order block? What is a bullish order block? What creates a breaker? The order blocks become breakers when you close convincingly above or below them with little to no resistance. So. Mike is not on fire yet. Do we have a time transformation tutorial? Yeah, it's in your premium start packet, man. So just go to the shared resource. Just go to the shared library, and you're going to see it under training videos folder. Anis Sobai, I've been waiting 3 months for Ethereum to correct. Go back in his videos. I've taken multiple long and short positions on Ethereum over the last 3 months. Yeah. Itachi. It's available. It's available to all subscribers to the premium trading group. So let's get over here to the long-term chart, actually. And let's look at what CME futures are doing. Opened on a massive gap. Opened on a big gap, just as we knew they would. Opened on a big gap. What did Friday's candle close at? Friday's candle closed at 62.94. And we opened up at 71.60. 71.60 and dumping. All right, so we're delayed about 10 minutes here. Super channel awesome time. Everyone get out okay? Yeah, so the CMEs did open at, let's actually, sorry. Price, oh, I off. Oh, wait. Oh, we opened at 71.50. Big moving up. Sunny Decree, hey, what's going on? Is that the real Sunny Decree? Good to see you, man. And big volume to the downside. Big volume to the downside on CME futures. Kind of interested to see what GBDC is going to do when it opens up. We have a refresh right here. So people ask me this as well. Where is what's the area that needs to hold? Again, I don't see a big gap. Oh man, Sonny looking for content. Nah, man, it's just cool. Content creators got to stick together, man. A lot of sharks in these waters. All right, so there's a couple arguments to be had. So here we are on the daily time frame. Okay, now some people are going to say that what they need to see. Clark or Krypton says no, that's not the real one. All right, cool. Some people are going to say that this daily candle needs to hold, right? That this daily candle needs to hold, that a full trace of this daily candle would be an invalidation of what we've seen. That's not actually true. What needs to hold is the daily baseline. That is for me. All right. So everybody's going to have their opinions. You know, if wishes were fishes, we'd all swim in riches type shit. But the reality is that for me, what is the delineation of where the trend is going? It's the daily baseline. What do we see? The daily baseline is curling up. The daily baseline hasn't gone sideways yet. We're still in a bullish trend. Nothing's changed. If we lose the daily baseline, then we start looking at significantly lower levels. But right now, we haven't even seen a pullback to the daily baseline whatsoever. Oh, okay. Thanks, Mr. Ether. Mr. Ether, we're going to go with you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sonny, for joining us this evening. Hope you're doing well, my brother. So I'm totally fine with us giving this entire candle back. I'm totally fine with us giving this entire candle back. It doesn't matter. Candlestick analysis does not matter as much as trend, right? As long as the daily baseline is being held, everything is fine. Okay. That's what we're looking at that's what we're looking at as far as the daily baseline goes. The other aspect that we need to realize is that we do have this previous bearish breaker, which now has become a bullish breaker. Why? Because we have a shift in market structure down here. Why? We have lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs coming down pretty much all from the entire way. Now, you could plot out a lot of different breakers, but for me, I've kept it very simple and I've used the lowest low of the floor. Now, we've convincingly broken above that. And we are now in bullish territory, right? Again, it's been the same for a while. Now, corrections are totally fine, and what this was last stage of a rally. Now, just as I said previously, just as I said yesterday, people were saying bull market confirmed. Now, that's not actually correct. A bull market, again, it doesn't matter for me, all right? So, but this is pretty ubiquitous across all time frames, especially if we go back into the history of Bitcoin. What really denotes a bear market? Let's go back here in Bitcoin's history on Bitstamp. And we can actually see when price, all right, we see price breaking, we see price consolidating. This is the beginning of the bear market, started in November of 2013. We get the weekly sell signal, we get the weekly buy signal as price bounces off the secondary baseline, all right, things are good. Price moves to the upside, price breaks back down below the daily baseline, breaks down below, as we can see on this candle right here. Price breaks down below, actually closes below the secondary daily baseline right here, and then does a BPC, so pulls back immediately and rejects from that baseline, sending us down into the gutter. We get a weekly buy signal right here, which pushes us up to secondary resistance, and then we finally end up bottoming out on massive volatility and resistance. What everybody was kind of looking for the bottom, right? Which makes sense. That's how we bottomed last time. You know, if you believe in fractals, if you believe in history repeating itself or rhyming, you would look for kind of the same thing moving forward into the future. We didn't actually see that. We didn't see us bottom on a strong amount of volume. We didn't actually see that same thing. But what do we see? What confirms the bull market, right? What confirms the bull market is when we have a massive rally, all right? So this is where I would conjecture that we are right now, where we do, again, we can see that our baselines are a little bit different, obviously, because the market structure is different, and that's totally fine. The history doesn't look identical, right? This is why fractals typically don't work that well for people that try to trade them. But shout out to Redbeard. That was a great chart. That was a great idea. I still like it. But a bull market is confirmed when we break above the daily baseline. All right, when we break above the daily baseline, we pull back on a significant correction and hold. All right, so that's what we need to see. We need to see a significant correction because we did not see a pullback whatsoever in this rally, which is what we're seeing now. So here's the weekly candle. All right, and as you can also see, let's go back to what confirms a bull market on the weekly time frame when you actually get the baseline crossover. Okay, that actually occurred right here on this candle. It occurred on the 23rd of November 2015. But looking at the candlestick pattern, the price action analysis, you actually would have gotten in a couple weeks earlier on the run because price put in a blow off top on massive volume right here, right? And people would call that the top of a market cycle, right? People would say, this is the ultimate time to short. Price is going to go significantly lower. You just had a massive rally and a blow off top. Let's move to the downside. Mike Perry, thanks so much for the sub on YouTube. But that's not what we saw. We saw a blow off top. We saw price return, hold our secondary daily baseline, and 2 weeks later we saw the crossover. We saw the crossover of our daily baseline and our secondary daily baseline. That was bull market confirmation. And we can see that from there, price really did not significantly go below the daily baseline whatsoever. Definitely did not go below the secondary daily baseline. And for those of you who are wondering, well, how do I shift my orders around? What do I do? How do I be active with setting my orders to buy in the market? What I just showed you will tell you when in the long run to enter into a bullish trend and to enter into a potential confirmed bullish trend in Bitcoin, right? Historically, okay? Historically. But it doesn't tell you when to sell. Time transformation tells you when to sell. Tells you to sell here, tells you to take profit, tells you to take profit. Keep moving on. take some profit, take some profit, take some profit, take some profit, profit, take some profit. We close below the baseline. Be out of the market. Be out of the market. Wait for reentry. Close below the secondary daily baseline. Look to short. All right. We can see a rounded retest. We can see a rounded retest, a fake out, and then continuation of the bearish trend to the downside. All right. Thank you so much, Nick H. and Sai Kandarpa. Thank you so much for the subs on YouTube. Right. Whoa, sorry. All right, anyways. So this is really, so people have asked me a lot, like, what am I looking for a confirmed bull market? This, what I'm looking for, all right? I'll make it very clear. That's what I want to see. That's what happened last time. That's what I've used on every major asset to track whether something is entering into a long-term bullish trend or not entering into a long-term bullish trend. This becomes stronger the farther that you do it. Now, bring it around. Thanks so much for the follow on Twitch, my good friend. Hyphy247, thank you so much for liking the CC EMA script on TradingView, my good friend. If you guys would like, access to, or if you guys would like to utilize my script, CC Ichimoku, CC EMA, and what else is publicly available? There's another one that's publicly available. Oh, and Wadatar Explosion. But I actually recommend, if you're going to use Wadatar Explosion, you actually go use Esmolals. It's actually a little bit better. So let's just backtrack this a little bit. Oh my God, I missed a few just a few squiggly lines, man. Nick H, welcome to the party, man. Ankit Durange says Kirby's long today. He's enjoying to get racked. Okay, listen, you guys, and again, I don't want to get super into this, right? Because again, I have respect for anybody that's out there doing their hustle, man. Bring it around, yo. I'm a leverage trading now on what's happening. Now, what's happening, man? Good to see you, brother. I have respect for anybody that goes and puts their life out there, like I do. The YouTuber thing, the streamer thing. This isn't ultimately easy to do. A lot of people are embarrassed to do it. Again, you get a lot of. Sometimes you get haters, but ultimately the small negatives that come along with doing this are dwarfed in comparison to the overwhelmingly warm reaction that I've gotten from the community. What I've been able to build, the Discord I've been able to create, the strong team I've been able to surround myself with, the traders that I've been able to help mentor and educate. Again, I'm not going to throw any names out there, but we have one trader who got a hold of me, and again, you guys can ask any of the premium members if you guys think I'm bluffing or fronting or anything like that. In fact, you guys can go look in the trade results channel of the Discord and you can actually see his messages. But I'm always cautious about throwing people's names out there on the stream. I try to respect people's anonymity. But we have a trader who was significantly down. I mean, the bear market really beat him down, and he's doing quite well now. How long have I been trading for? I would almost a decade. Depends on how you want to. Depends on if you want to compare when I started trading based on when I went professional. But yeah, I've been involved in the markets for 10 years. Wounded Warrior, greeting. How's life? Good to see you, brother. Life is good, man. Life is good. All right, so I'm drawing squiggly lines. So we just talked about what I want to see for confirmed bull markets. So what do I really want to see on this movement right here? On the weekly time frame, we're very close to getting that. We're very close to getting that crossover. But what does that mean on the weekly time frame? It means a pullback down to here is extremely possible, if not likely, right? So what is the weekly level that needs to hold? Again, I've seen all different lines, charts, wrong line, right line, right? It doesn't matter. Quit drawing so many lines on your dang chart. This line is there for a reason. It's the line I choose. If it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, whatever, right? The daily baseline doesn't lie to me. Looking for a pullback, or again, what I'm saying is completely comfortable with a pullback to the 58, 50, 61, 35 level. Okay, that's where the breaker is. If we go a little bit lower than that and tap the mid 5,000s, that's okay. Honestly, when this weekly candle closes, we're going to see a pretty big uptick on these EMAs because price has moved so far. So likely the EMA, likely our baselines will catch up significantly with our order block here is actually what I'm looking to see, because this weekly candle will now be factored into these calculations, which they're do I trade full time? Yes. How do I run programs to buy and sell automatically? You can, so I don't run programs to buy and sell automatically. You can check out, there's a lot of good educational content out there as far as designing trading bots and programming algorithms. It's kind of one of those. I'm glad you found me too. Bring it around. Good to see you, brother. It's one of those things where, trading algorithmically is not my strong suit. I'm a manual trader. What I'm actually working on with the developer is, and we've talked about this before, so this is the app that we're building in-house. So this correlates data that I don't see being correlated in this fashion anywhere else. And so what we're looking for is statistical patterns in price and volatility. This is all calculated off of 1-minute charts. This app has gotten significantly better over the last week. So big shout out to the individual that's creating this. Again, very hesitant to throw names out there because, again, we've had fantastic developers working for us before, and then I put their name out there, and they get inundated with requests, some helpful, most not helpful, and some malicious. So I just try to be respectful of individuals' anonymity. But what this is mainly looking for is this is looking for the spread or the difference between if you wanted to get 1,000 BTC contracts filled, and this data came from Skew, right? So we took the data from Skew and then we just made it more comprehensive, okay? So if you guys go over to SQ3W, you can actually see if I have Skew. I should. Yeah, here we go. So if you actually go over to Skew, you can see that same data right here on Skew. Here's the same thing right here. But we're making it much more comprehensive. And the reason why is because we need to be able to run this data through neural networks, through machine learning, and try to determine, we're going to give it, you have to throw conditions at it, if this, then that. When these conditions are filled, we're going to execute trades. And then the concept of running it through neural networks, thanks Chris Maloney for the sub on YouTube. The concept of running it through neural networks is so that it can learn and get better over time. Looking at volatility, the difference between the distances, this is probably the best indicator that we have on here. Obviously, we have trades per minute, volume per minute, and average trade size. You can actually get a good indication of when the market's going to turn just by looking at this information down here. So this, again, it depends on what the developer wants to do with this, but this could be some pretty awesome stuff. I sound great. What mic am I using? This is actually the Blue Yeti. And it's not just the microphone, even though this is a good microphone, but lots, I've custom set equalizer, I have custom set settings. But thank you, I've worked kind of hard on the audio because it wasn't always the best. Walty D2 says, I'm just waiting for my BitConnect to moon. Hey man, just hold on, dude. Go take a look at BitConnect. Yeah, man, I mean, it's bottomed out, dude. Well, hey, look, BitConnect's doing some stuff, dude. I mean, it's time to buy, dude. It's got to be time to buy. Jay or Granafflecole, thanks so much for the follow on Twitch, my good friend. Basically, deep learn the market, yeah. Yeah, that's you better buy the dip on BitConnect, man. That's all I can tell you. Ray Vano, thanks so much for the sub on YouTube. All right, so we've talked about what we're looking for in the long term. Talked about likely pullback targets on the weekly time frame. Are we going to get the weekly sell signal? We're not getting it yet. We'll see how the next weekly candle opens and closes. Again, it's not going to take much to give us a secondary signal. Now, one interesting thing to note is continuation crosses. We've talked about continuation crosses before. When time transformation is above the zero line, all right? When time transformation is above the zero line right here, if it crosses under an overbought territory, you're going to get a sell signal, right? There are a couple other conditions, but that's the main one. And then if you cross back up to the upside on any time frame, that is a re-entry signal because you're already in a bullish trend, especially if, a couple other things, if price is above the baseline, if Wada Atar is confirming, right? These are all things that we want to look at. Why do we use Wada Atar? Volume and volatility, right? It tells us if there's enough gas in the tank to take a position, right? If it does not tell us there's enough gas in the tank to take a position, we don't take a position because more than likely we're going to go blah, 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 blah. That's a technical term, by the way. Blah, 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 blah. Don't, make sure you guys write that one down, right? But whenever time transformation crosses back up to the upside, yes, BitConnect is still on CMC. Whenever time transformation crosses back up to the upside, regardless of whether it's been after a sell signal or not, if all the other factors, which is Wada Atar confirming the long, the price being above the daily baseline, et cetera, that is a continuation reentry, right? Oh, excuse me. So I don't want to talk out my ass. I believe that charts.cointrader.pro, I believe this tracks everything on CMC. I don't actually know if So I would assume that, unfortunately, it's still on there. Do I even have CoinMarketCap? Don't. I've got Crypto Bubbles open. And altcoins just giving that entire rally back, man, you know? And let's get back over here to the long term, and let's go talk about, let's look at the total market cap. The total market cap and what it's doing right now. Let's pull open the daily. As we can see here on the 3 hour before the shifts, what are we seeing? Symmetrical consolidation. Typically after symmetrical consolidation, you do see a little bit more downside. So as we can see here, the last daily sell signal we got on time transformation didn't do amazingly well. And how would we have known to immediately be back in the market? We wouldn't have known to be immediately back in the market on the 10th of May. 10th of May. So depending on if you're waiting for the candle to close or the candle to not close, you would have gotten this continuation cross that I was talking about as well, followed by an immediate. So daily time frame, CMC, total market cap, giving you a little bit of whipsaw here over this point in time. But typically, historically, we do get good signals. All right, we do get good signals on. So, anyways, what's the point? What is the point here? We've got the level that needs to hold. Obviously, 17.4, 16.8 is the total market cap that needs to hold. A little bit more bullish in the short term. You would obviously say this resistance zone right here. Actually, I don't think we can do PR on market cap. Yeah. BitConnect will list soon on Binance. Anamash, that's actually specifically what we focus on, right? I do post a lot of day trading setups. Like for example, we took a lot of trades yesterday, but specifically, the group is designed to teach you how to trade a higher time frame, if this then that strategy. That is the goal of the group. That is the goal of the course that I teach. What do I think will happen Tuesday to the market when Binance allows withdrawals again? I have no idea. Could react favorably, could react unfavorably. That's kind of like trading into one of those high volatility news events. Typically, you don't want to do it because that's all predicated on predicting that you can predict what other humans will do. Binance Connect. Yeah, what's Binba doing? Okay. Show me how powerful you can be, baby. Might be getting something here. Might be getting a 3 hour signal on BNB coin. Binba. We don't really have any. Higher high, higher low, lower high, just consolidation. Don't have any confirmed breakout yet on Binba. Roll the tape back a little bit. And not really a good convincing SR flip. Was there a daily level we tagged? Really? So this is not an order block, but this is a little bit different. This is resistance. This is the end of a rally, local consolidation, and then continuation, right? So this is reaccumulation. You can chart it the same way. Doesn't have the statistical, does not work out as well as breakers. That's fine. Breakers work out really well when you have a shift in market structure. This is not a shift in market structure, as you can see, because this does not change the higher highs, higher lows pattern, right? So we have higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then continuation after the breakout. Robert Boulet and Ryan Van O, thanks so much for the subs on YouTube, my good friend. BNB hit the 200 daily moving average. I'm sure it did. I don't utilize those such things. I've got the moving averages that I use. Kolya, good to see you, man. It's been a while. Where have you been? Binano. Carlos Matos is king. What is up with KuCoin and Archain? Don't trade on either of those. CME is closed at 62.50, so be prepared. CME is opened today. It's Sunday evening, so the CMEs are open. Yes, we will look at Ethereum. So BNB just putting in a little bit of a retest of this SR flip on the daily time frame. This is nothing to make me want to buy. Why? Because none of our daily signals are giving us initiations. So for a long-term setup, I need the 8-hour to throw me something. And where are we at on the 8-hour? We're below the daily. We're below the baseline on the 8-hour. Okay, below the baseline on the 8-hour. WADA is telling us to be out of a trade, right? Because there's not enough gas in the tank. Do you see what WADA is? This is what WADA is designed to do. You see where the explosion level is? Actually, I'm going to make it. I'm actually going to use SMLOLs. Whoa, hey, man. Cool. Made a little bit of a change here. Okay. That's pretty cool. All right, cool. I kind of like that better, man. Geometric. Ooh, make sure the settings are right. All right, good. Yeah, that's cool, man. I like the changes that you made to that indicator. That's calculated the exact same way. This is just good. If you guys want a good indicator on your chart, go look at WADA Explosion SMLOL. Is Bittrex a good site to trade on? Yeah, it's not bad, man. Real Stogger Roach saying 1,000 watching, many not subscribed. Hit that subscribe and bell for powerful content daily. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, so Binba is not doing anything. But on the 3-hour chart, which is the chart that I will use for shorter term setup, so an intraday trade. Why? Because if it's a 3-hour chart, what are you getting a signal for? Time frame times 4. Okay, so what's 3 times 4? 3, 6, 9, 12. That's a 12-hour trade. That's an intraday trade. Okay. So if we get an 8-hour signal, how long is that good for? Time frame times 4. 8 times 4 is 32 hours, right? It's a day and a half. Okay. And yes, I know it's 36 hours, but come on. Are you really going to argue with me over 4 hours? Stop it. Stop it. If it's a daily and you get a signal on the daily, how many days is that trade good for? 1 day times 4 is 4 days. Okay. Weekly signal. Say it with me, guys. 1 month. Okay. Taylor, hey, thanks so much for the subscription on YouTube, my good friend. Much appreciated. Nassar Spain and Jorge Crisotomo, thank you so much as well. Zerp Oozed, yep. Pablo will look at Zerp Oozed. Probably my opinion hasn't changed. Just because it's cheap doesn't make it a good buy. You know, it makes it a good buy when it confirms its bullishness by breaking a level of resistance. What's the X4 from? A lot of testing. A lot of testing. You're probably not going to hear that anywhere else. That's me. Time frame times 4. That's how long you should have your trade open for. Or let me get a little bit more nuanced with that. Time frame times 4. Okay, that should be your highest expectation, because you should always enter into a trade being critical of the trade, right? So you want to have low expectations on a trade and focus more on your risk management. Don't focus on how much money you could make. Focus on how much money you're likely to lose if the trade doesn't go in your favor. Always have that idea when you go into a trade. Focus on where should I manage risk, not what exorbitant prices should I set my take profits. Determine based on that what average volatility is. You can use average true range. You can measure a range. You can measure from high to low. Lots of people do it differently. I keep it very simple and use average true range. So you can determine where price is likely to hit on bullish confirmation on a bullish breakout. Whoa, we just got the stream hacked. And Clark of Krypton says Raffle. BAT about to moon on the 3-second chart. Hell yeah, dude. I wanted to know the indicator for better knowing the start of the bull run. I already went over that. Weekly time frame, 13 period exponential moving average, 55 period moving average. When they cross, price pulls back and then continues on. Dollar cost averaging is the most profitable investment strategy 2019 to 2022. No, not. Sorry. I wish I could say it was. I wish I could say it was, but it's just not. Dollar cost averaging is not a good idea. Dollar cost averaging means, because if you dollar cost average, you're basically saying that I'm okay if price goes to zero. Howie Green, baldy egghead. I get with a baldy. I'm not sure about the egg. I don't think my face is that oval shaped. It's more circumferential. Anyway, so that's enough on Bemba. Looks like shit. Get back down here to the 8 hour. This doesn't look, amazingly fantastic. Now, 8 hours, this is going to be the next 32-hour setup. So it's possible that we can get a little spike back up here to the resistance order block on the 8 hour, but it's not the trade I'm taking. Look what Water is telling you. Telling you to do nothing. Polia says, I've been a little short of time, some issues at home, nothing serious, making some great profits. Awesome to hear. Good to see you back in here. S. Davidson says, sold at 61.70 and trying to buy back in at 60.90. We will see if the order will execute. Good luck to you, my friend. I will buy back around 58.50 to 61.35. That's where the daily baseline is. Chris, then listen. So again, I don't want to spew any hate at you. My hat is off to you. If you have been dollar cost averaging and you are being profitable, then congratulations, because I don't want anybody to not make money. I think that's a big difference between what I do and what a lot of other people do, or just maybe my personality and my mentality and where I come from, right? I do quite well doing everything that I do, and I am well aware that my method is not the best way, right? My method's really damn good, right? And the difference between most people is that they don't have good, right? So I've got damn good. So if you guys want damn good, you guys can come trade with me. But if what you have is working for you, then awesome, man. And the fact that you're making money dollar cost averaging, that's amazing. Because the majority of people who've been dollar cost averaging into cryptocurrency are losing money hand over fist, right? Because they puke. They end up puking the trade. They end up puking the investment. So the fact that you've been able to take in what in my opinion and what statistically is a losing setup, right, and make money off of it, that's fantastic. That's amazing. So my hat is off to you. I want everybody watching the stream to be making money hand over fist, right? Trading is a zero-sum game. So somebody has to lose for you to win. To buy at a good price, somebody has to sell at a bad price. For you to sell at a good price, somebody has to buy at a bad price, right? And I'd like to keep those people who are buying and selling at bad prices to the viewers who are not watching the stream. If you guys are watching the stream, we're trying to buy at good prices and sell at good prices. Must be doing something right, Justin. Oh, I saw her when the troll starts. Thanks, man. All right, so Daily Wadatar, listen, Daily Wadatar is telling you that gas in the tank's okay. The gas in the tank is okay. But you don't get any reentry signals here on anything on the daily time frame. So looking for 4 days out, nothing, right? Out of the trade. Looking at the 8 hour chart, nothing. You actually got a short signal right here. There's not enough gas in the tank, so this is not a trending, so you're trying to raw reversal trade the market. Jimmy Dice, thanks for the subscription on YouTube. So let's go down to the 3 hour. What do we got going on in the 3 hour? All right, actually on the 3 hour, we do now have our first trending short signal, right? We had a raw reversal signal. We had 2 right here on the 3 hour time frame, right? Remember, 3 times 4, that's 12 hours. 1, 2, 3. You can get a re-entry signal on this one, so that's cool. So you could DCA on this one. It's not what we recommend. It's not what we do in Kraken cryptocurrency, but you can see here on the fourth candle, this would have been a good trade, right? You just don't puke the top. Of course, you're gonna have to use your ATR. What is your ATR on this? It's where you're gonna be managing risk. On this one, what would have been your short stop loss? 74.42, 74.42. Ooh, this is a close one. What's the close? Actually, you would have been okay because a 3 hour candle doesn't close above your stop loss. So you're good. You're actually good. You would have made money on this, right? Using the strategy. using the strategy that I teach. If you're going to take raw reversals, I don't generally teach people to take raw reversals, but I do teach them how to do it, right? So 74.42, you've been okay. Price comes down. You take profit on this candle potentially because you got 1, 2, 3, 4 candles out, right? Bam, right here. At least that's where you take some profit and move your stop loss to break even, right? So your stop loss is here, right? Stop loss is here potentially. And you're pretty much right back where you are. But if we look what the 3 hours is giving us now, we have time transformation crossing below zero. Wadatar is telling us there is gas in the tank, and we're below the daily baseline. So on the close of this 3 hour candle, 53 hours and 45 minutes, that's going to be the close of the daily candle. This is telling you can take a short. Where are you going to manage risk? 72.64. 72.64, looking for a 3 hour candle to close above that. And you're looking to take your initial take profit if price is in your favor in 4 hours, in 12 hours. So 4 3 hour candles. Can I explain what puke means? Sorry. No. Okay. So sorry. So you guys know how when you're on a roller coaster, right? So puking it's an old trading term, right? But all it means is ditching the trade at the absolute worst moment, right? So you're in a short and you sell on the highest candle and then price comes back down, or you're long and price goes down and then you sell at the very worst candle and then price goes back up. That's called puking, right? So you're on the roller coaster, and people, when you get up to the top of the roller coaster and your stomach drops out, people puke at the top of the roller coaster, and then the roller coaster goes all the way down and your stomach jumps up into your throat, and people puke at the bottom of the roller coaster, right? So can someone spell out the Wadatar ticket? Oh, sorry, Clark. It's Wadatar explosion. There you go, man. And you want the one by S. Malal. What do you think of the Digitex exchange? Trash. Wadatar explosion. You're good, man. Thank you, Clark. What do I think of the Digitex exchange? Trash. Again, I've gotten, I try to tell people, man. I try to tell people who get really emotional and tribal about like coins that they like, and I don't understand why, dude. Like, it's not like oh, thanks, Cryptomeister. It's break time. So let's hold that rant for just a minute, right? When we get back, we'll actually break down price a little bit more. We'll look at Ethereum. We'll look at Litecoin. We'll look at ZERP for you guys. If you guys have any other requests, I need to take Xhaven. Sorry, I realized that Xhaven Protocol was on the request list all day. But like, are you ever going to look at Xhaven Protocol? What the heck? Actually, ZERP was the only thing that was requested. So if you guys want me to take a look at something else, make sure to let me know. I'm going to take a quick 1 to 2 minute break. I'm going to grab some coffee. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. If you guys would like to, Poe. Okay, Cryptomeister. Yeah, what's up, Poe, bro? Right. When I say soft stop loss, do you mean that you manually watch it, stop it instead of entering it into your position? Right. I do not set hard stop losses. Honest opinion, Bybit or Deribit? Okay, so there's pros and cons to each, right? So I really like both platforms. I really, really do. Deribit, you can go long and short on if you use sub accounts. The problem with Deribit is that it might be a little tricky for some people to get used to, because you're locked in at 100x leverage. For some people, that's really convenient. For some people, that's really inconvenient, right? On both exchanges, you're going to have to transfer the underlying asset to go long and short. So Bybit does have EOS and ZERP, and they're going to be adding more trading pairs. Deribit doesn't necessarily have plans to add more trading pairs. Deribit has options, which is fantastic, and they've got good options too. But if you don't know how to trade options, which honestly takes a while to learn and have nuance to trading your options, you're just going to get chewed up, right? They're expensive, especially if you're a lower capital trader. They're pretty expensive to hold and open up options. If you're a larger capital trader and you know what you're doing with options, then fantastic. Deribit might be the platform for you. If you just want something that's better than BitMEX, I recommend Bybit, right? It's going to be a little bit more intuitive. Bybit does actually have a cross margin feature. It's called auto margin replenishment. So they are going to be adding in regular cross margin here in a little bit. But until now, say you're 10x and you don't want to be exiting out of your trade, if you don't want to get liquidated, you can turn auto margin refreshment on. Another really good thing about Bybit, and this isn't like a little thing, it actually calculates your P&L in USD and BTC, which I think is really good. And I've never seen Bybit go down. Bybit just improved their server as well, so they have less downtime than I think just about any exchange. And Deribit was down for a big majority of today, right? Which was a big pain in the ass, right? Now, granted, they came back online and they honored my trade positions, but their like down message was really creepy. It was kind of like the server is down because the admin is doing maintenance. You can close your positions because trading is disabled, right? And I was like, what? Seriously? Bybit's never done that to me. So, and again, I've talked with the Bybit team. They're adding a lot of stuff coming in the future. They've got really good backing. Again, one thing that I really like is that they're based in Singapore, which has some of the strictest financial laws in the country. So I have really no fear or worry about them doing any kind of exit scam. I'm very, very comfortable trading on Bybit. So I am on both. I like both kind of equally. Each kind of has its little nuance and difference, and liquidity on each is just so great. So, but BitMEX is fucking fuck that place, dude. If I get one, like seriously, dude, if I see one more system overload screen, I'm gonna punch my fist through it. Monitor. All right, guys. So I'm not gonna. I'll be right back in just a couple minutes. If you guys want to go over to topg.crackingcryptocurrency.com, help us out, give us an upvote. We highly appreciate that, man. It doesn't cost you a dang thing. Just hit this vote for us button. It's just kind of a fun little, race for the top of the Discord servers. We're still in rank number 7, so we're in a hardcore shoot and gun race with Minecats, which is a Minecraft server, but it's just for fun, guys. It doesn't cost you anything. Don't got to register an account. We could throw 1,000 bots at it, but we're having more fun doing it this way. So, anyways, guys, we'll be right back. We're back, guys. I told you it was only going to be a couple minutes. Just needed to grab some water out of ye old mason jar. Make my studio a little smoky. Anyways. All right, looking back here through the requests, guys, let's get a look at these requests. We are going to look at Ethereum. DirtPo, I can only take, if you throw 3 at me, I'm just going to take the first one. So I see Basic Attention Token coming from you, Mr. Clark at Clark of Krypton. Wounded Warrior, we'll look at BCH. Proud and Real asks, do I believe the BNB hack? Let's actually get back over to Crypto Trading Tools. Do I believe the BNB hack? 40 million closing withdrawals for a week? Well, yeah, I mean, it definitely happened. 7,000 Bitcoin were taken off the Binance Hot Wallet. Killswitch says, I just started trading 4 days ago and have been puking since. That is a common occurrence with new traders. I highly recommend that you find a good program, a good strategy. You focus on your basics, a good trend following, higher time frame strategy that will give you very discernible if this then that rules. That is what you should build the foundation. That is what everybody who is new to trading should build their foundation on. Individuals that start off going down that slower time frames, thinking they can subjectively interpret price without the emotional discipline, without the risk management, and without the money management skills that a longer time frame will give you and give you the leisure to develop and back test a good strategy. I highly recommend that you start there. Mac W says, I'm in Canada, just got CoinSquare. Any others? As far as what to trade on? Bybit. Any thoughts on PumaPay? No. Zilliqua? What charting software am I using here, please? I use TradingView, Crypto Trading Tools, Tensor Charts, RCN. All right, we're getting down to where I probably can't take many more, so we'll just leave it at that for right now. Mr. Easter, take it easy, my good friend. Favorite cookies. Check the Batman. Yeah, I'll check the bat, man. I get into a Litecoin Euro position at 74.84. Do I think it's a good position? It does, again, sorry. So I'll look at the chart and tell you whether I'd enter a position. But again, the answer to your question is it doesn't matter what I think. What matters is, was the setup in keeping with your trading strategy? Are you managing risk at the right spot? Are you position sizing appropriately? Are you utilizing a strategy that you have back tested over time to believe that it has validity to be profitable? If you just entered into a price because some YouTuber told you to do something, or some signal group told you to do something, or some Twitter post told you to do something, or because price just looked right, you should probably exit the position. Because it doesn't matter whether or not this position pays out for you. If your trading strategy is not predicated on if this, then that rules, in the long run, you have a high probability to end up in the 99% of traders who lose money over the long term. BTC pump at 6,800 going to 7.6K. Floyd, yes, man. Floyd, we will look at ONT for you. All right. That's all the requests I can take, guys. I'm sorry. I do want to be able to give each the... Can I please give my idea on the Bitcoin ETF on May 16th? It's just, it's a meme, man. They might approve it. They might not. I highly doubt that they will. The ETF, you know, of all the stuff that I've heard out there, of all the stuff that I've heard out there, the idea that the ETF would be approved at the top of the market cycle would be likely. I think that likely the ETF would be followed by a large dump in Bitcoin's price. Stop selling your Bitcoin if you want the price to rocket up. Right, don't sell them. Go 1x short on them if you want if you think price is going to go down. You'll end up with more Bitcoin. That's what I do. Okay. So we already broke down Bitcoin. We already talked about all the levels. If you guys are coming to the stream late, you can rewind just a little bit if you want. Let's go over here and look at Ethereum. Ethereum on the daily time frame. Looking for that buyback zone between 180.74 and 174.91. That is the breaker. That's the level that needs to hold. Are we getting a daily sell signal? Of course, yes, we are. Looking for a continuation cross. If we want to take price to the upside, that would be the short intraday signal. Wadatar would be confirming along, and we are above the daily baseline. What is the lowest that price could go that I'd be okay with in the short term? Would be 172.23. Actually, where is that daily baseline coming in? It's coming in around, right at 172, 171.99. So totally fine. And we obviously had the daily crossover right over here with the confirmation. We did get a fake out here on this one right here, followed by the daily sell signal telling you to be out of the position. So you didn't lose much on this trade. Did not have to sit through all this. Daily buy signal down here at the bottom. And then, of course, daily sell signals at the top of the market. Okay, great. So daily signal right now, looking at a raw reversal trade setup signal. Obviously, when you're looking at a raw reversal, none of your other indications are going to be able to give you validation for that. And that's the problem with trading raw reversals is, as I lay out in the course, because if you're looking for a raw reversal trade, if you're looking for multiple oscillators to be in confluence with each other, they're either going to be slower or faster. So by the time you get them to sync up, you're either going to be too late or too early for the movement. The second problem with trading raw reversals is that if you do get indicators that do sync up, they're all gonna give you the exact same signal, right? Because you're not gonna get a bearish volatility signal, a bearish volume signal on a blow off candle like this, or on any reversal, because it's gonna be preceded by a lot of buying. So any of your higher time frame volume analysis is gonna be telling you to go long, right? So that's another problem with trading raw reversals. Personally, in my opinion, they're okay to dip your toe in the water and enter if you get a trending signal, as you can see, like right here. But trading raw reversals, especially as a new trader, is not a winning strategy. Trade trend following strategies. Let's go down to the 8 hours, see what we can see on Mr. Ethereum right here. Let's see here. Didn't get a sell signal because the cross occurred too high. We are still above the 0 line. We have bearish Heikin-Ashi coming in on the 8 hour. Make sure that we have our settings correct, actually. This. Still a bullish Heikin-Ashi on the 8 hour. And price is telling us to stay out. Price is telling us to stay out. Still above the daily baseline, so that's good. Nothing to really do here on Ethereum. 3 hour chart. Let's see, we got a short signal. Nope, not yet. Your first one, this is the confirmation potentially of the short signal right here. This price is below, time transformation is below the 0 line, and Wadatar is now confirming that you can take that there's enough gas in the tank to take a short. Where are we looking for price to retrace to? As I said, daily baseline. So looking for this to be a lower high. They got this lower low, taking a predictive trade based on that or looking for that to occur and looking for the take profits down in the 180.74 to 174.91, which is the same area you're looking to reload to take price to the upside if you're looking to trade the breaker. Good setup to me. Price is still bullish as long as we hold the daily baseline. Quite good. Break that, we'll start talking about momentum. We'll start talking about long-term trades to the downside. All right. That's about it. Nothing to do on that. Let's take a look at Litecoin real quick. Litecoin BTC doesn't look great. Big pin bar at the bottom, big long-legged doji. Long-legged dojis often tell me to be out of the market for a little bit and be on the lookout for a reversal. But we just came back up to the daily baseline and rejected from it, unfortunately. So nothing going right there. We are crossing back into the bearish control zone from the oversold territory, so that's okay. And Wada Tar on waning momentum, but still above the zero line. So looking for a daily cross under to take Litecoin actually a little further to the downside. Did we grab this liquidity right here? No, we actually returned to support. All right, we returned to these lows. We didn't actually clear these out. So, you know, if I was expecting to see a liquidity grab, if I was actually seeing to see another short spike move to the downside, I would actually like to see a wick down here below these two equal lows, which I've been pointing out on the chart for quite a while. I've had this line on the chart for quite a while. And obviously we've got our order block over here. But really we're just everything's predicated on getting above the daily base. All right, getting down to the 8 hour. Do we see anything on the 8 hour time frame? No. Nope. Price came back up to the secondary baseline, which is the level that we told people to be looking for the short for, actually. If anybody in the premium group wants to go back and look at my posts, anytime the price is in a bearish trend, you're looking for the secondary daily baseline for your stank bids. And you're looking for a primary entry here, that would have gotten you hit in the face. Sometimes that happens. We might be getting an 8 hour. No, actually, we're about to get a continuation cross on the 8 hour, which would be a good short signal, especially if we can. It's not going to confirm, though. It's not going to confirm. We're not going to have enough confluent factors. So. But that would be what I'd be looking for. Is I'd actually be looking for a move down here, unless we can get above baseline. Going down to the 3 hour, do we have anything over the next 12 hours? Nope. 3 hours telling us to stay out of the market. All right. And then if you guys want to intraday trade, if you guys want to go down to the 15 chart, that's totally. But that's on you. Don't have the time or the patience in this stream. ZERP Bitcoin, daily time frame. We're so close. Let's actually go open. Let me go find my ZERP BTC chart. Over here, main diversified XRP BTC. You guys will see. Aha, there we go. And we're there. All right, so I just want to point this out. So ZERP BTC, this is the chart I laid out. This is the chart I believe I published on TradingView as well, so you guys can go see that. I just did a time analysis of how long we took to reach the bottom. And this is the red line where I said we would reach this level by this red line. So I very rarely do price predictions like this because I'm not a big fractal trader. But there just seemed like there was too much evidence for this right here. So where are we at right now? We are in the historical load zone for Ripple. All right, we are in the historical load zone for ZERP. As much as that pains me to say, we're throwing up daily bull wicks to the downside. We are inside of the bullish order block, right? This is the absolute, pretty much the last place we want to see the market reverse. If we end up closing the daily below that, I'm writing Ripple off. We'll talk about it later, potentially blah, 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 blah. But if the market is going to reverse, that's where we're going to be. So I've been accumulating a little bit of Ripple throughout this place, associated just about everybody in the group that's been paying attention. What do we have? We have big volume spikes down here to the downside. We're throwing up bull wicks. Let's look at what time transformation is doing. Significantly oversold, throwing up those green dots of life, have been for a while. And we made it. We made it before the time. So it is possible. We've got 8 more days. 8 more days before we reach the deadline, right? 8 more days before we reach the deadline. This is how long the last bear market lasted. This is how long this bear market's lasted, looking for it to last the exact same amount of time. And we did reach the buy zone before that time period. So let's see what price is doing on or around the 19th of May, 2019, unless I get a significantly different signal from anything here, which is going to be predicated for me on the 3-day. I'm going to go ahead and hold that position. Looking at ZERP BTC on the weekly. Yeah, we're more oversold than we've ever been on Binance. And, right, stream hacked. And if there was ever a place to buy a reversal on Ripple, we're there. Okay, there's ZERP BTC. %40 of accredited investors want an ETF, 47% want to short it. What are the signals? Oh, sorry, Art. You are probably new to the channel. So a lot of the stuff that we talk about is for the people, it's for the homies, man, who've been around for a while. So just stick around. I am sure you're bound and determined to learn something. Everybody pretty much tells me that they learn. If you would like to get a little bit more breakdown and nuance, obviously everybody can check out the link at the top of the screen. Internet is messed up today. I think it's pretty good. Not having any problems. Anybody else having any internet problems? How do I find the daily baseline? I use the daily 13 exponential moving average and the daily 55 exponential moving average. I find they work well for me. I don't really need any other indicator on my chart. They line up really well with the Ichimoku levels. That's the only other indicator that you'll see me use for chart overlays. Ichimoku and my moving averages. Right. You can't accumulate Ripple because that's a stock. That's why it's called ZERP, man. Buying Bitcoin again. All right. So working on down here in the requests. Binba. Right here. Sell. PO BTC. On the daily time frame. It is in the accumulation zone. All right. Second. All right, so you could actually see this is the level on the chart. I plotted out the level to buy. Why is that the level to buy? Here and look at the past. I might have done this on the weekly. The real level would be, sorry if I did this appropriately, would be right here. So this might be a week. All right, well, let's redraw it more appropriately. Be right here. Sorry. Or, sorry, let me turn time transformation off. Bars. Okay, no, that's right. Okay. Let's zoom forward. Okay, that changes things just a little bit, but not too much. Still in the accumulation zone. So. But that did help me look if I was going to manage risk. All right, so where are we at right now? Price trading at 60 sats. Buy zone extends from 53 sats to 60 sats. Long stop loss around 48 sats. About 18.96% away, so you need to position size appropriately. Maybe 20, 30, 50 on your accumulation bids here, here, and here. Yeah, 60, 57, and 53 be the 3 accumulation spots that I would buy at, 20, 30, 50. as far as my position size goes, and then position size appropriately because your stop loss is quite far away. And how do you know to be out of the trade? If a daily closes level, or I'd say if you get, well, you already got to continue across to the downside. That's typically how you would do it. Better way if you want to be a little bit more conservative, let's bring up the baseline. Baseline's pretty high up there. So if you're taking a raw reversal trade, you at least have a decent Hail Mary target, about 26.84% away from you. That does make the risk to reward a little asymmetric. Not perfectly, not a 2-to-1. That's about a 1.5-to-1, which is still okay. But yeah, if you were looking to buy Poe cheap, I mean, you're there. You are at the bottom of the market cycle. Now remember, something's not necessarily attractive because it's at the bottom of the market cycle, but this is the bullish order block. This is the bullish order block that you're in, stretches from 60 to 53 sats. Price up to 69.50. A little bit of a 1 minute head and shoulders on BTC USDT, or on BTC. It's 180 on TradingView. What do you mean, brother? No, this is 1,440 minutes, which is a day. Or you want me to look at the 180-minute chart? That's 3 hours. Uh, 3 hour doesn't look good. Continuation cross to the downside. Wadatar is telling you to be out, and you just rejected from the daily baseline. Oh, my chart from the 6th is 180. Gotcha. What is a good platform to start buying crypto? I would recommend Coinbase. I think we should call it a 1,400. Oh, and the reason I use the 24-hour chart instead of the daily is because it messes less with your indicators, right? You don't get that daily close. Thank you, Super Channel. Awesome time. Yeah, so definitely one I'm keeping my eye on. Actually, thank you. I saw the alert go off this morning, so I haven't actually put in my orders yet. But slide that on over. What margin exchange do I trade on? Bybit and Deribit. "20 minutes till close. Bears better put in work." All right, let's finish up with the rest of these requests, guys. Let's check out the bat, man. Daily for bat does not look fantastic right now, man. Just got rejected from the daily baseline. Wada Atar is thrown up bearish. Time transformation has the potential. I mean, it's heading up, but it's not bullish yet. And in fact, you see how it's getting tighter? Especially on a bearish pin bar like that. Get rid of these. That level. The last trade that we did on bat right here. And we talked about what we needed to see to take the breakout trade back up here. Didn't get the cross. Price closed below. Price never did the breakout. You can see exactly what I was looking for. This is the day that we were looking at. The big last time that we were looking at bat was on this day. And I said I was looking for BPC, guys. Did not get that. Daily time frame for BAT does not look good. 8 hour does not look good. See what Wada Atar is doing. It's keeping you out of the 8 hour time frame. It's just telling you, hey man, there's not a trade here. Fresh cross below the downside. That's actually a short signal, especially because you are below your daily baseline. Go to the 3 hour. 3 hours, there's nothing here either. So remember, this was a bullish breaker. This was a bullish or bearish order block, broken through, acts as a bullish breaker. The pullback into the bullish breaker led to this trade. And now what have we seen? When price closes below the bullish breaker, it acts as resistance. See that in conjunction with our baselines, acting as resistance, pressing price. Really need to see that above 5,500. Excited. Get the nibble small. BCH. We can just go over here. BCH on the daily actually might be pretty good. You might get a signal tomorrow. Actually, you might get a signal right now. You've got 2 out of 3 above the daily baseline and Wada Atar telling you can go. Time transformation still below the 0 line. This would probably take another 2 days to get up there, depending on what the upthrust is. And you are right at resistance. So I would like to say if this daily candle can close pretty much right at or above where it's at right now, around 0.050983, this might not be too bad. You can actually see the moving average continuation cross as well, right? Where you fake out the downside trade, but you just cross right at the secondary daily baseline. This actually looks pretty healthy. Go to the 8 hours since we don't have a daily signal. Yeah, this actually looks really good. You would have got the signal 8 hours ago, right here. You would have got the long signal on this candle right here. Long signal on this candle right here, and take profit at 0533 initial. And stop loss 0.4. Your hard stop loss. What is your soft stop loss? Sell signal, cross under, on-time transformation, cross under, going below a baseline, bearish Wada Atar. all designed to tell you to be out of the trade early so that your stop loss doesn't have to get hit. It's pretty constructive. Okay. What I saying? Okay. Sorry about that. What's better, Coinbase or Binance? Well, if you're gonna buy on, I mean, if you're just looking to buy spot, if you want to trade, I would recommend Binance. They have more liquidity, a lot more options. Chris L, I have a ton of videos that are available to all the subscribers, and right now we're all going through the course, which is yes, exactly what you're asking for. It's in book form and it's in video format. RL Grossley, RL Grossi, throwing out those Bible verses. Right on, man. Repent, for the end is nigh. Bitcoin Cash is bullish. All right. What else do we got going on here? Got 11 minutes for the daily candle close, so I think we can get through ZIL, RCN, and ONT. Delacroix. I like it. Throw up some levels, man. Yeah. No. Sorry, man. Bad. Zilliqua, you know, for people who want to catch like bottom raw reversal dumps, that's fine. If you guys want to do that boiler room stuff, that's not what I'm into. I look for high probability setups on higher time frames that are actually bullish. That forms the basis of my strategy, and it works quite well. So I want to be long here, and I want to be out of the market here. And I want to be long here, and out of the market here, right? What helps me with that? WADA. WADA keeps you out of bad trades. I have been wanting to buy a position in Link, but it is not on any of the exchanges I have an account on. Why would you want a position in Link? Link is on its way down, man. RL Grossi, hey, fine with what you're doing. Nothing against anybody who has faith, but if you came in here to spam Bible verses and not engage in the conversation, you can take that somewhere else, sir. Oh, and Jay, we talked about that quite frequently. Right here, man. 61.53 to 58.50. Shorter term level at 64.51. Is it Lacroix RCN? All right, so the last time it pumped up and did a huge whack-a-noodle wick, we just kept on going down, but this time will be different. Yeah, this time will be different. And you know what really told you that? Time transformation, man. Look, continuation cross to the downside. A little bit of a fake out. When you cross up and then you get this wibble wobble right here, actually a good example of that is BAT. Let's go look at BAT. It's called coiling, okay? So, look here. Price crosses below the zero line. You coil, right? Where's that coiling occur? Right here. Price continues. Now, you're always on guard when you see coiling because coiling means that you could get a movement in the opposite direction from which way time transformation is telling you that the market is going. So that's why we were saying, okay, this actually might be okay, right? Because we held the daily baseline, but the confirmation came 2 days later when we closed below the daily baseline and back tested it as resistance. You can see we're unable to close above the daily baseline. Into the depths. All coins, they trend or they don't. If you're not trading on the 15-minute chart and you're not willing to dump your position in less than an hour, stay on the daily. Chris L, yes, but not publicly on YouTube. Again, so for people, I've put a lot of time, effort, and energy into my strategy. So I have a full Discord community where I educate traders, where I provide my indicators. People have access to that. All the educational content I can cram into a webcam and that I can type out with my fingers. And access to all that information is available with the link right at the top of the screen. And honestly, because I put so much time, effort, and energy into that, that's why the Trading Crypto 101 playlist is a little thin. Because I originally, when I started making videos, said to myself, all right, I'm just going to make so many videos, 101 videos for everybody. That you know, this will be a good hub of information. And then we just had so many people that signed up for mentoring that took a lot of my time. It takes the majority of my time and energy is working with everybody in my group. Pretty much what I do on a daily basis. That and shoot content. And I do the stream. It's like my break. This is like my break for 2 hours a day where I can just chill. Correct, sir. Educational content, access to my course, custom indicators, private Discord community, personal mentorship, customizable blockfolio, resource library, the premium database, live trades tracker, your own trading journal, position size calculators, risk management calculators. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. RCN, we talked about RCN. Where is the music in the background? Let's bring it. Is that better, guys? All right, what's next? I think we've got one, and that's ontology. Oh, actually, let's get back to that RCN. And we'll just finish up our analysis of that. Yeah. Yeah, continue. Yeah, so I was talking about this coiling. Typically a sign, can often be a sign of a fake out. In this case, it was, right? In bad, it wasn't. It just tells you to be aware and take less, put less weight into what you're doing, and maybe be cautious and wait for a confirm, maybe 2 candles, right? Because this is a 1 candle confirmation, so maybe wait for 2. But whenever you get across, so you see how this is the 0 line, right? You see the 0 line. Whenever you cross back below the 0 line, right? Whenever time transformation crosses below 0, that's a very bearish signal. That's a re-entry for a short, right? And same thing here. Triple bearish divergence on the same candlestick on the same candlestick structure that we've seen. Price whack-a-noodle pumps. Time transformation when that happens. Coils. Wearing a hodler t-shirt as a hardcore trader. I do hodl my Bitcoin, man. I go long and short on my Bitcoin. I don't sell my Bitcoin. I don't sell my spot position. It took a lot of time to accumulate that. Why would I do that? Hodl with nuance, brother. Proud and real. Price at $69.87. 2 minutes till the daily candle closes, so that gives us 1 minute to look at ONT. I don't like. Waning momentum to the bear side and 3 days of consolidation might be good for a pop back up to the daily baseline as we did here. But nothing long-term out of this. Nothing long-term out of this. 8-hour time frame. You're about, maybe in 16 more hours you'll get a signal on the 8-hour. Which means you'll have a 32-hour trade. And you might get a signal on the next 3-hour candle, which means you'll have a 12-hour trade. Potential maybe 4% profit out of that. All right, get back over to it. All right, so this actually is starting to look okay. We'll see. We're right at resistance, so a lot of people would have gotten pretty enthusiastic and happy about the close. Whoa! Have I tried turning it on and back off again, sir? We did get the 1 minute sell signal right here. Santo B700, thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube. I missed a couple. Jasic Ba, Jordan O'Connor, Crypto Chris, Matt Mindus, Jimmy Dice. Guys, thank you so much for these subscriptions on YouTube. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Raul Netton, sorry, man. I'm sorry I did not look at... And the daily candle close. Dump it, baby. Go, 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 go. BitMEX, large trade activity monitor, pump detector. Big sells, big sells, big sells. Back up that sell wall, baby. Go, 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 go. Sorry, guys. Just kind of setting some stuff up over here. RM Cupcakes, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube, my good friend. Come on, man. Unleash the Kraken. Let's go. Butts McCracken. You know, when I'm just waiting to wake up tomorrow and see Bitcoin breaks massive yearly resistance, buy, buy, buy on CNBC. And that's always been an indication to sell short. Large trade activity. Proud and Real, thank you so much, man, for joining us, brother. I'm going to lose like 24 cents if this doesn't turn around quick, Colin. Yeah, man. Let's go over to the chart and talk about what we're looking at here, guys. We'll see if it's a bear trap or not. So what would be indication that it's not a bear trap? Well, you need to break these highs and do a BPC. So you've got, you see here, you've got consolidation, right? You've got consolidation, a little bit of an inverted head and shoulders down here on the 1 minute chart. But you've also got a double top right here, right? So you've got equal highs. So again, if you're looking for the liquidity grab, you would actually be looking to take a short position from the raid of these equal highs, all right? You'd be looking to take a short position from the raid of these equal highs. So that's going to come in around 69.98. Let's actually get over to the BitMexico chart. We can actually trade a little bit more strategically. Price is bearish right now, guys, even on the 15-minute chart, guys. 15-minute chart, we're below the point of control, we're below the Tenkan, we're below the Kijun. We've had a TK cross right here on this candle. That was your short signal. Bam, nice little scalp right there. Close this candle right there. Maybe took you all the way down to the 15-minute sell signal. Bam, that was a sweet 2.5% trade. The volatility is back, guys. You want to go down to the 15-minute chart and use Ichimoku and time transformation? It's there. Do I recommend doing that? No, not if you're not good at it. Work on your if this then that strategy first. So what is this? Rejected from the Kijun. Rejected from the Tenkan. Cloud. Future cloud is bearish. What is the Chico Spawn doing? Interestingly enough, the Chico Spawn is coming at support right now, okay? So keep this very clear. 71.71 is the level you really want to break, or you really want to see break for a nice breakout here on BitMexico. This is kind of your trouble area right here. You've got a trouble zone. Right here. Right here. This is your danger zone. This is where all the liquidity is in the market. Where market makers enter moves. And I caution you against trying to trade like a market maker if you're not a market maker. This is a hot spot. This is a hot spot. You can see where all my orders are set to the downside right there. Those are all my alerts. So what's your early warning signal here on the 15-minute chart? Price breaking above the 15-minute Tenkan. Price breaking above the 15-minute Kijun is not your entry to go long. Your entry to go long is the BPC, all right? Price going above, coming back and reclaiming. That would also be a Kumo cloud break as well, okay? BTC MDR turned positive, though. It's turned positive, and there have been lots of dumps, man. All that means is that there's more limit orders on the books. It doesn't exactly tell you. Those limit orders are below price, though, right? And those limit orders have the ability to enter and exit price. Again, I've talked with one of the programmers in our Discord. He actually is the one that wrote, he's part of the premium group. He's the one that wrote the MDR bot that we have. It's available in our channel. It's also available in Bennett's channel as well. And even he said that he has kind of lost faith in the MDR. It just doesn't seem to provide the same reliable signals that it might once have. And maybe one of the reasons why because of that is because it's become so popular. So again, you have to understand that if you only have access, to the tools that everybody else has access to, and just God's Angel 47, thanks for the sub on YouTube. Yes, guys, I am short. I still have my original short open from 7,003, the same one that I had open yesterday. Now, have I taken a lot of profit on that short? Yes, took a lot of profit on that move into the downside, right? Because price, I had limit orders set all the way down to, I still have limit orders set all the way down to 6,500. You guys can see it on the chart right here. So what will change my mind? That same BPC above that 72.38 trouble area. This is resistance right now. You can see resistance, rejection from resistance, lower high, lower high. See how low we can go on this one, unless this is a air trap, and then we break above and close. Doesn't cost you a lot of money to figure out if you're wrong. And if all of this is like confusing for you guys, then stay off these time frames. Focus on the big moves. Focus on the big moves. Big move. Daily time frame, baby. Daily time frame. actually go over to the Bitstamp chart because my BitMEX chart is cluttered for intraday trading. So Bitstamp chart is very clean, very clear. Looking for a pullback back to the daily baseline, back to the bullish breaker. Let's see, actually, where did our daily baseline update to? 62.18. 62.18, right? So where's our bullish breaker? Where's the biggest level of support? It's right here, 58.50 to 61.35. You're probably going to get a bullish reactionary off the daily baseline. You also have the potential to get a bullish reactionary at 64.51. Okay? Set alerts for those levels. Sit down and watch those levels and see if you get a bullish reactionary and see if you get an indication from your system to go long. Because if you try to take those trades, you're taking a raw reversal trade, right? You're looking for a continuation cross, right? So what is a continuation cross? You're looking for time transformation to cross up because we're still above the zero line. Looking for a cross up above the zero line for WADA TAR to hold that confirmation for price to be above the baseline. That's a reentry signal. Are order books increasingly being spoofed since a few months? I have not done the analysis to know that, but it would be interesting. Should I buy Cardenio? No. No. You might have a day and a half trade. You really need to be cautious right here because Cardano could confirm along on the 8-hour chart. Okay, it could confirm along. You've got 1 out of 3. WADA TAR is telling you there's gas in the tank. Time transformation is telling you we're not there yet, and the daily baseline is telling you we're not there yet. So let's see if we can get a close. If we get a close above, let's say 10.25, 8-hour close above 10.25, that might be an okay long. We took the long here. We took the long here. I just got filled on one take profit just now on that little dip. Now let's see what price does. Yeah, so we're almost there on the 8-hour. We don't have a 3-hour signal, a little bit of hidden bullish divergence right here, but there's no gas in the tank on the 3-hour. So the only setup that I see is here on the 8-hour, and you're going to need maybe 8 to 16 more hours if price goes in your favor. Because this is dangerous, because this could be a continuation cross to the downside, which would be a short signal. But you don't have anything confirming it, so you wouldn't take it, actually. You'd only have 2 out of 3. You need 3 out of 3. So what, a 1-minute pump on Bitcoin? Now we're going to the moon? Come on, guys. Chill out. Yeah, the Bitfinex price premium has been wiped out. So now we can actually proceed with price action. It seems Bitfinex is done pumping the price of Bitcoin with Tether. You guys think I'm kidding, dude? Hardcore serious. All right, guys. We talked about the levels. We talked about the positions. If you didn't catch them, feel free to rewind just a little bit, guys. 7:15. Time for me to head on out, guys. Time for me to hit the old Dusty. If you guys are premium subscribers, here around 8:30, I'm going to be in the VIP live trading voice chat to break down this week's trades, to break down this week's positions. We're going to do live trade reviews for everyone who's a primo. We'll talk about where we're going next week. We'll analyze the weekly candle closes and get our indications of where we're moving with our long-term positions. And do all the fun stuff, guys. So make sure you guys are around and available for that. I'll throw out the @everyone here pretty soon. And here we are. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me this evening for another exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. I've enjoyed spending my evening with you on this Sunday evening, on this lovely May the 12th. So May the 12th be with you. Doesn't work as well as the 4th, but it's still pretty good, guys. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, and or death threats, make sure to leave them in the comments section down below. Death threats, not so much. It's all good. If you haven't already, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Make sure to leave a like on the video. We highly appreciate it. It allows us to continue doing what we're doing. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Otherwise, you won't get told when we're going live every day, noon to 2, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. on the weekends, guys. We're always here. Like, as Ivan on Tech would say, an atomic clock. Let's see here. You can come over to Twitch as well and follow us on Twitch. That's twitch.crackencryptocurrency.com. Anyways, guys, we'll be back here tomorrow at noon. And for the guys who are premiums, I'll see you guys in about an hour. Good song. That's one of my favorite songs. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, trade safely.